Sup flappers, welcome back to another video. As 2.2 quickly approaches, I'm gonna give it about another week or so, maybe a bit longer than that, and we're gonna be up on patch 2.2. And the biggest difference for patch 2.2 apart from 2.1 2.0 will be that we are not getting as many new characters as it would seem. All right, so right now if we look at the patch 2.2 live stream banner, we only have one new face, and that is Toma. Usually all the new characters whatnot gets posted onto this poster. We've had it in the past, we've seen it, so by the time we see this poster we already know, like, wow, that character pretty much is confirmed to be coming in the next patch. So right now we only get Toma. What does that mean? That means we are going to be in treat for potential reruns of banners. So there's quite a number that we have to look at. Potentials, I know a lot of people are saying that it's already been leaked, but I won't believe it until I see it. The live stream is going to happen in 2 more days. I'm going to be watching the CN one, so we're going to be finding out exactly who's coming when. But now we're going to go into game right here, and I'm going to talk about the potential of reruns and what each rerun would potentially mean. Once we get a confirmation as to who is coming, I will make detailed videos showing you guys exactly who is probably better for different situations and team variations. Okay, so when we look at this particular team, I have ordered them in the initial release that they did come out with Hu Tao being last, right? We started with Albedo, then we got Ganyu, then we had Zhao, then we had Hu Tao. So out of these 4 characters, they have not been rerun yet. We already got a Tartaglia, a Klee, a Zhongli, even Venti. So these Archons has already been rerun. And what that means is it's kind of established something for us. Like, okay, so these reruns, although they're not in specific order of the release for characters originally, they will be rerunning characters that have not gotten rerun before, right? And currently, if we apply that same logic going forward, 1 or 2 of these 4 characters should be in the upcoming rerun. Now, let's go in here and take a closer look, because now you can see them standing side by side. This is a better look. Any of these 2 characters would be solid for the rerun, and it would continue feeding into this idea that, well, as long as the character hasn't been rerun yet, likely they'll have priority for the rerun. But now let's take a look at the other 4 characters, right? These are 4 characters, and these were 4 of the first characters. Although their reruns did not happen in specific order that they were originally released in, these 4 characters have already been reran. Now, if by some unknown reason, if miHoYo decides to rerun one of these characters again, I'm just saying, if one of these gets rerun again, then this throws a wrench in everyone's plans. What that would mean is essentially reruns as time goes on becomes incredibly difficult to predict, and that's likely there will be long periods where people will have to wait to snipe a certain character. This is also likely by design for people to be more invested in the current live banners for certain characters that they really like. So let's say if Klee gets another rerun this upcoming patch, that could mean that someone like Venti and Zhongli, these more desired units, could not make a rerun for 2-3 years if miHoYo wanted it. And by the time they do make a rerun, miHoYo would know, well, we have probably cycled through a lot more players. A lot of these players have seen the power of these characters and likely really want them. The FOMO is going to be at an all-time high for these characters. It's all generating FOMO, right? I really don't want to see a situation like that happen, because then with the limited amount of information we already have, with miHoYo hunting down the leakers, right, we will get this information much less. And with miHoYo's unwillingness to send out a roadmap or let us know in advance what kind of character reruns are we getting, or if the community can't have any input, then we leave everything up to miHoYo. And yeah, we might be getting Klee Tartaglia reruns, might getting some Albedo reruns, right? We might get some Kokomi reruns before we ever see Raiden, Venti, Zhongli. It's all up to miHoYo. When it comes to character popularity and how much money they can make off of reruns, I think miHoYo is well aware. They know how many newer players there are in the game, right, versus how many old players have quit. And as time goes on, these units, for example, Ganyu, Hu Tao, Zhao, these are the Liyue big 3. They likely will continue to hold their value and positions as the top DPS in the game, as clearly seen by the recent releases of Yoimiya, Raiden Shogun, and Kokomi, that miHoYo is slightly losing grip with how and what they want to balance the game around, right? I also want to add one note, which is that, trust me, different characters likely is going to be assigned a score of how valuable they are as rerun characters, right? The lower the score, the lower these characters are desired and the less money they will make. However, it doesn't mean the higher the score, miHoYo is going to rerun them more. Quite the opposite. For example, characters like Venti and Zhongli likely will have a high score, meaning if they do get reruns, they will have a lot of people pulling on their banners, which in turn makes miHoYo a lot of money. But that also means they're much more desirable. And for miHoYo, they can play this out in the long run, right? There's a reason why reruns exist to begin with. It's for people who either missed out or who just didn't have the resources to have a chance at getting these characters again. There also exists an issue, and this one is more lean towards miHoYo's problem, and that is sensory overload, essentially. Or a better way to put it is just the redundancies of getting more characters. For players who will play this game likely for years going forward, there will be a point where you start questioning the reasoning for even picking up newer characters apart from variants and trying new ways to do the same thing. And I can already say currently, it already is an issue for most spenders, mid-tier to high-tier spenders, that when they pull for a new character, it's really just to add new variants to their current rosters and not really adding new things into the game. Point in case being Kokomi. Did I pull for Kokomi? Of course I did. Why? Because I want to have her so I can make content with her and showcase her to people who don't have her. Eventually in the future, I want to be able to bring her out and be like, hey, look, this character can do this, and this is the reason why you should or should not be pulling for said character. And I could easily have not pulling Kokomi. She doesn't add much to the game. Most of her kit feels recycled, and the only thing that is new, kind of, is her burst state, where it gives her the ability to walk on water, and also some cool animations, I guess. It doesn't really do much, and when it comes to her abilities, it also doesn't do too much, both functionally and for damage either. So for Kokomi right now, she's likely the least desired unit, and that doesn't mean she will never make a rerun. Trust me, miHoYo will find a way to slot her back in during downtime for people to kind of just chill and save up primogems. What I anticipate is also that as time goes on, tier lists will have higher and higher value. If you guys think tier lists matters now, or people scrutinize over tier lists now, going down the line, it's going to only get worse because of the sheer volume of characters and the rarity of certain banners. I can guarantee you as well, Archon banners will just simply be less frequent compared to other standard character banners like Tartaglia, like Klee. Followed by the Archons are going to be top tier DPS characters such as Ganyu, Zhao, and Hu Tao. Currently, they're going to be very difficult to find reruns for, and a lot of people do say, well, just pull for whoever you have fun with. Now, the question is, do you not have more fun when you can make different, more interesting teams, or have characters that facilitate more teams for you to try out versus just doing the same team over and over and over and over again, because the character that you pulled or got in your hand now can only play in specific variations of teams, or else you likely will be running into compatibility issues and struggle to clear content, right? So what I mean is, characters like Venti, Zhongli, not only are they strong individually, they also open up possibilities for other team variations. Yes, they're high up on the tier list, but they're there because in the game of Genshin Impact, variations, building different teams, and having centerpieces to teams are very important. Sometimes you build an entire team around a certain character, and said character requires, let's say, defense, such as Ganyu, main DPS. She gets interrupted, you want her to be able to stand her ground and just shoot her arrows, and once she can get her arrows out, she's superb of a character. So you need characters that can have shields, right? Have Diona, you got Zhongli. These are great characters, meaning if you like a certain character, sometimes you got to pull for other supporting characters, and a lot of these support characters currently are top tier. They can fit into many different teams flawlessly. Bennett, Jingqiu, Sucrose, Venti, Zhongli, Fischl, right? These are great characters, and going forward, I want to make sure people understand the value of these characters, and when they do come around, don't miss your chance. All right, with that said, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you guys at the live stream, and until next time, urge you all to stay safe and peace.